Hey guys, welcome back to Djembe Master, and in this video let's find out how to buy the right djembe. So there are three things to take into consideration. One is the style of djembe, then there's the size of the djembe, and thirdly your budget. So let's start with style. There are two styles of djembes. One is the original African style djembe, and it looks like this. It has a real wood shell, animal skin on top as the drum head, and it is tightened and tuned using ropes. Now, over time, these African style rope tuned djembes tend to loosen up a bit, in which case they go a bit lower in their sound, in their tone, which basically means they go slightly out of tune. And then you should tighten up your instrument again with these ropes. Or you can do what I do, which is take it to an expert who has lots of experience in tightening djembes. So this is what an African style traditional djembe sounds like. The second style is the KeyTuned djembe, and it looks like this. Most of KeyTuned djembes don't have a real wood shell made from the trunk of a tree, but instead either a fiberglass shell, or like in this case, this REMO KeyTuned djembe has a recycled wood fiber shell. Most of them don't have an animal skin on top, but instead it's a synthetic drum head. And also, obviously, they don't have ropes, so it's a key-tuned system, and most commonly it can be tuned with a regular square-shaped drum key, or it's sometimes a hexagonal bolt which you can tune with a wrench. So if a key-tuned djembe goes out of tune, you just take your tool and tighten up those bolts. So here's what a key-tuned djembe sounds like. Second up, size. A lot of these African style djembes are measured in height, but what's even more important is the diameter. So what is the minimum diameter for a proper djembe? 12 inches. I have a few of those and I really love their top end. They have a lot of high-pitched sound. A 13-inch djembe might have even more thicker sound, more colorful. But what I actually really love is a 14-inch djembe, such as this one. It has even more bass and is potentially louder, although I love playing quietly as well. Now, there are some exceptions out there, like a 10 or 11-inch djembe. I've seen some in Bali. They're these African-style rope-tuned djembes, kind of small, and it still had really good bass, which was a surprise. But these are exceptions, so I'd say the minimum is still 12 inches. Now, you've heard me play the traditional style African djembe. Now let's check out the difference between a 12-inch and a 14-inch djembe. And finally, budget. An okay 12 to 14 inch djembe starts around $120 up to $200. A good one is from $200 to $300, and a great one from $300 to $450. There are these $1,000+ djembes out there. I've tried a few. They sound really good. They're excellent. But what works for me most is a 14-inch KeyTuned djembe, which is probably around 400 euros in Europe and a bit less than $400 in the States. So these are the three things to consider. One is the style of djembe, whether you're going to go with an African-style rope-tuned djembe or a key-tuned djembe, which is a more modern approach. Then the size. I recommend at least a 12-inch djembe in diameter, 14 if you want even more bass. And finally, your budget. It starts around $120. And if you want a proper 14-inch djembe, then probably around $300 to $400. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you want to take your skills to the next level, check out courses on djembemaster.com.